Welcome back. It is 1527, and in the last one, so Rowan aged up into a toddler. We had, where are our illegitimate children? Somewhere around here. We had Rosamund age up into a child, Caesaria age up into a teenager, and Gabriel completed his aspiration. We are so close to completing Elizabeth's aspiration. I really need her to complete it. And then also, oh, I forgot to do this. Okay, well, we'll do this together right now. So, basically, oops, no, I didn't mean to do that. Felice had her 2 children with Alphonse and then ran away to be with Casper. Add. Okay, so she ran away to be with him. And, her and Alphonse had an agreement that he would tell everyone that she passed. So that was last year. This year we have a few birthdays, not really. I mean, there are a few in our stepchildren, but not any in our main household. So Emelina Light, who is the future queen, no 7, 14, or 19. Okay, she survived. Actually, also, she should be princess. I guess she's crown princess. Okay. And then Edith Gainsford, no 2, 4, or 6. Survived. Beatrice and Thomas. Sorry, we have a Beatrice and a Beautrice. So Beatrice, Thomas, and Isolde Gamal are all aging up into a teenager, no 7 or 13. 7 or 13. 7 or 13. Okay. And will they get married? No. Okay. No. Oh my gosh. Yes. It looks like Isolde Gamal is the only one getting married. How many children will she have? 8. Ay. Okay. Wow, I cannot believe both Beatrice and Thomas are not getting married. Okay, and then Alistair is the next son. So I guess I didn't put him on here. I mean, I did, but I didn't roll for him. Let's roll for how many babies he's having. None. Great. What is going on in this family? Actually, is that all the boys? Yes. Okay, well, the Luddit family is not going on. Oh my gosh, okay. Although, nope, that's not going to work because Elizabeth's children are not going to be able to inherit. Let me put him up here, actually. Oh my gosh, okay. So many things. Okay, well, we have to roll for him anyway. Is he even going to live? No 3 or 18. Okay, he survived. That was, I don't know. Anyway, Heath Dubois is going to become an adult part 2. He has to get an 8 or higher to survive. He did not. Okay, that means that actually the title had already gone to... No, wait. Yeah. No. Heath is the current title holder. Yeah, he is the current title holder. All right, it looks like his son is about to inherit. And then Constance Goth is dying this year. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I think that's everything. Did I forget anything? I guess I probably could have gone like this, and then gone like this, and then go like this, and then go Casper, Albert, and Luddit, and Light. Okay, but they're not having any children. She doesn't have any roles left, so. Alrighty, let's hop into the game. Alright, so I was actually going to give Beatrice and Thomas their makeovers before we started, but actually, it looks like our house is on fire. So, our house is on fire, and apparently, that sim that we just saw, we got, pulled over there to be like, this is a kidnapped sim, and I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. So I'm not really sure why there's a kidnap sim there. I mean, Life's Tragedies is not enabled in the save file. Like, I have to choose the tragedy very specifically. So I'm really not sure why that happened. But anyway, I am going to, since they've already aged up and there's no point in, having a birthday party where they blow out the candles because they're already aged up, I am going to give Beatrice and Thomas their makeovers first, and then we'll invite over and have like their kind of coming out ball situation where they get to be presented to society and everything. So I'm just trying to figure out their outfits. And I think I'm going to go with this dress for her. She is so pretty. Look at her. She's gorgeous. Which, only follows because her mother is gorgeous too. So she is going to get her own jewelry and everything, and we'll dress her up. Honestly, so it turns out, so neither of the Let It men are going to have children. So I guess it doesn't matter if we give them their own color because they're not going to use it. So I'm just not going to bother giving them a different color or anything. But I do have to, since we know that the Light family is, I guess actually, if you marry a queen, do you then become part of her family? You know what I mean? Like if you, like would the baby girl's husband take on the last name Light? Probably, right? That would make sense. So maybe I will leave them with the blue color, but you know, it's a possibility that we'll see what happens. I don't know. I really haven't decided yet, but we'll leave them in blue for now. So here they are looking good. I mean, look at Thomas. He is a handsome man. He is going to be very sought after. Unfortunately, he's not getting married, but that's totally fine. So we are going to just update the spreadsheet and then deal with the household now that the fire is out. And a few things we're doing. So we are working on the truly accomplished aspiration for Caesarea. Part of Gabriel's aspiration is to have two of his children become max the etiquette skills. So that is why we're working on that for her. We'll work on that for Gabriel Jr. as well. I mean, assuming that Gabriel lives long enough, right, um, to have his children be able to do the things that they need to do, which is also kind of annoying, but the Mortimer died before we could do it, so it's whatever. Also, it's winter now and everything is cold and everyone is trying to freeze to death and I have to keep chasing after them and making sure that doesn't happen. So anyway, we are going to have the birthday party right now. So I'm just going to make it a regular ball and I'm going to start inviting people over. Now, there are some Sims that I specifically want to be here who, of course, will not be here, even though I call them over, even though I start the club gathering. Nobody listens to me. So there are some Sims that I have decided are going to be part of some of these stories. We are going to add new families as well as we go along, but for right now, I don't need a new family. Maybe next time I'll introduce a new family, but we don't need one when we're just introducing everybody to society. So anyway, we have the birthday party. It's going pretty well. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Of course, again, most of our Sims are married with families. There's not a ton of our eligible Sims around, so that is kind of unfortunate, but true. So when we add more families, we'll have a better time. But regardless, I did want to have Gabriel introduce Alistair. I'm going to do my best to introduce him to Susanna Dubois because I feel like they would make a pretty good match. She's the daughter of a marquis. She has a really good standing. Gabriel is, pretty close with the Dubois family. And so because of everything, his sister, his stepsister married into the family and everything. And Susanna is she related to us? I'll have to check. Let me see. Susanna Dubois, or is she Heath's sister? No, okay, so she's actually our niece. So she's Gabriel's niece, so of course he would have the ability to facilitate a potential match between the two of them. Now, I we have a lot of kids that are going through romance stuff right now. Like we have Cesaria, we have Alistair, we have Thomas, we have Beatrice. So because we have like 4 Sims right now, working on all this, I actually want, since Alistair is already a young adult and he can be married anytime, even though he's not having kids, I am going to just have him have an easy time. He gets introduced to Susanna through Gabriel. They make a match. We get married. Like, he'll be married in the next 2 years. I'm not going to give him the drama. Anyway, so then my game crashed and I had to redo it. So what I did is I added all the people that I want to deal with into this singles club. These are all the people that are going to be related to the drama and to the not drama of the stories and stuff. So I wanted to kind of get them involved and be able to call them over specifically, since they don't come over when I call over the whole group. So yes, we have Gabriel introducing Susanna to Alistair, and they're doing their best. He actually says that he's not sure it's going to work out when I try to hook them up, so we'll have to see about what he thinks, but I think that she's a good match for him. Her rank is good for him, and I don't really want him to have the drama. We're going to have drama between Cesaria and Beatrice and Thomas. They're all going to have their own drama, so I just don't have time for a 4th Sim to have drama. So anyway, you can see that Cesaria is trying to get the attention of Albert Landgrab II. Now, obviously, the only other guy in the save that is as good as him is Heath Dubois, but he is already actually engaged. I am marrying him off next year. So he's already engaged, so he's not available. But Albert is going to have a title, even though those land grabs live forever. So she's kind of after him next, but she sees that he's like dancing with Beautrice and everything. And so she is not very happy about that. She actually autonomously is being mean to him, but I'm going to have her on purpose be mean to Beautrice and basically be like, you think you're so cool because you're Gainsford, but like my family's powerful too, and all this stuff. And she's just kind of being mean and bullying Beautrice a bit. So that's basically what happened there. She kind of took a liking to Albert because of his status and everything, but he didn't really, pay her a second glance. So she's going to come, and obviously Beatrice, our stepsister, is her bestie. So they're going to chat and talk about, everything that's going on, and, she's going to complain about Beautrice, and Beatrice is basically going to be like, look, I know, like, she's such an attention seeker. They're going to kind of be mean girls about it, be very catty about it. And so they're having this conversation, and she's like, well, why don't you just ask your dad for help? Like, I'm sure that he's really powerful. He can help you, like, get a date with Albert, and then he'll see how great you are and everything. So they're kind of plotting to help her get the guy, if you will. Beatrice also rolled to not marry, so we'll see what happens with her. But right now, Cesaria is kind of like the Regina George, but then Beatrice she's like a lackey, and she's mean, but she's not, number one, or she's not even to Cesaria. She's like her lackey, if that makes any sense. And then right now we're so close to completing the super parent aspiration. We just need to go into full parent mode, which I'm trying by like queuing up so many things to get that working. But unfortunately, she's not really paying a lot of attention to that. But we're going to get it eventually. So we are just going to work really hard, and there we go. So she just completed the super parent aspiration. We haven't been able to do that yet. So I'm really actually excited that we completed an aspiration that we haven't previously completed, because it's been a while since we did that. So I am excited about that. And then we are, again, having Cesaria work on her truly accomplished aspiration, because we need to. So she got up in the piano, except she figured out that she hates the piano. So now she's doing art, and she actually finds that she likes painting. So that's kind of sweet. I think that Cesaria is spoiled, entitled, mean. Like, she learned from her father, who is a mean sim, right? She learned how to act from him. Also, she just disappeared, but she's still there. So she learned how to act from him, and I think that maybe one day she'll be able to have enough self-reflection to figure out that that's not the way to be, but right now she does not. And then also I'm having her chat with Gabriel because she's going to take Beatrice's idea and run with it and basically be like, Dad, I really like Albert Landgrab. Can you get me a date with him? Like, can we go out? And, all this stuff. And so I don't know. Albert Landgrab. Okay. Albert Landgrab. Oh, well, maybe the Landgrabs won't like us that much because Albert is the brother of Gabriel's former mistress, Elaine, who, well, she died of natural causes, but Caesarea is not nice to her illegitimate children. Anyway, so she basically begs her dad for a date with Albert, and he says, "Okay, you know what? I will handle it. I will facilitate it." And you know what? Maybe Albert the First is a little more. What's the word? Is like amenable. I don't know. Eleanor just became a vampire. Good for her. A little more agreeable to this than his father Randolph would have been, but of course we know that Randolph passed away. So anyway, they're on this date, and I'm just gonna do the things from the date menu, do the tasks. You can see his father is here as well. Both fathers are here kind of trying to facilitate. Like, maybe it's not so much Albert the Second that is doing all this, but like Gabriel and Albert the First are negotiating and everything. And so I think that the date kind of doesn't seem like it's going well at times, but then it seems like it's going well at other times. So it's kind of back and forth, and I'm not really sure. He doesn't seem like that into her. They have a few negative interactions, but I think that Gabriel knows that his daughter wants this really bad, and so he's basically going to say, "Oh, well, I can give you a dowry that is 500,000 simoleons," right? Like, he's like, "I can give you like an entire like duke's worth of money, the same amount of money that he already has in his estate, but as a dowry," and basically kind of convinces Albert to propose by, really, he's like, "I could stand her for that much money," right? So there's that. And then so we're dealing with that. He just proposed, and of course she'd accept. Like, she's not the type of person to not accept, so that's totally fine. I wasn't actually anticipating him proposing so soon, but he did, so we're gonna roll with it, see what happens. So I'm having Gabriel kind of give that incentive of, he's going to give an estate worth the same amount of money as the estate he currently owns and makes money from, because we almost have 500,000 simoleons anyway. So he is going to do that and basically, say to her, she'll have this much money to give you. He's only a baron, so he doesn't have that much money. So we're going to give her a ton of money right now. We're also going to call over some of the people. So yeah, I'm just going to give this to her and have her doing stuff with it. Just setting up the estate and stuff. She doesn't really care about Susanna. Susanna is for Alistair. But anyway, so she is going to call everybody over and basically like announce to her peers like that her and Albert are getting married and all this stuff. And then she's going to start an argument with Beautrice. And actually they just fought on their own. I did not tell them to fight, but they're going to become enemies. And I think that like the bullying that she has done to Beautrice has become too much for Beautrice. She like snaps back. She comes back and she, is like, "I don't know why anyone would want to marry a horrible girl like you." And they just kind of argue back and forth. Albert is not here anymore, so he didn't really see much of it. But Beautrice is sick of the treatment, and she gives as good as she gets, and she's tired of Caesarea being mean to her because she's jealous of her, and all that. I was planning to have more of a buildup of all that, but it just all happened very quickly in the game, and I'm just rolling with it, I guess. I mean, it did happen I thought we were going to do this over a couple of years, like it was going to build slower, and it did not. The game was like, nope, they're fighting. Nope, they're engaged. So that's fine. But anyway, so Thomas, who is also our stepbrother, he actually is going to try and become a knight. So he is going to go into that. I just used the royalty mod cheats to make him a knight. And then he's all set there. And then, yes, we're having Gabriel talking to his daughter, basically being like, you got what you wanted. Are you happy now? Like all this stuff. And she's very excited, and she's feeling really good. And, even though her and Albert probably are not that compatible, it's what she wants. She wants a title and everything, and there's not really that many people around with titles to give. So there is that. And then she is finally at the part of her aspiration. She disappeared again. I don't know what's going on, but she's finally at that part of her aspiration where she can, what's it called? Work on the etiquette skill. So she is now working on that. And apparently she has a pristine reputation, which is just funny to me. She has apparently a very good reputation, which is, obviously entirely manufactured because she is not really good. And then, yes, we're working on the kids, the toddler's skills. And then also, Gabriel II is sad about not having a horse. I'm thinking eventually we might need to buy him a horse. I think we might need to do that because he has been sad frequently, because he's a horse lover, about wanting a horse. So maybe Gabriel will buy his son a horse at some point. But anyway, so there we go there. She's just working on the etiquette skill. Everyone's doing good. Everyone's disappearing apparently. Meanwhile, Elizabeth is going to head out. So Elizabeth actually has been getting closer to the king lately as well. She's been getting closer to him. And you are not going to do that because I said so. Okay, so she's getting closer to the king, and he is just, admiring how much she is able to, have boys successfully. She has 4 boys now, and she had 2 girls and 4 boys. And so he's just kind of, flirting with her and stuff, and was like, oh, I bet like you would give me a boy, right? And like he's the king, right? So if you get in with him, like you get a lot of benefits. So he's not looking to marry her or anything, but I do think it would be interesting if they had a small affair. And also because Gabriel and Henry have had this frenemy thing this whole time, and so I think that Henry would 100% rub it in Gabriel's face that he, bedded his wife, and potentially, and they're going to have a child together because I made them try for a baby. So I think that that'll be a lot of fun. I know I'm crazy, but I think it'll be interesting for them. So meanwhile, it's snowing. The kid, Gabriel the second likes it outside, and he's into activities and stuff. So I'm going to have him play in the snow. Meanwhile, we're doing the other toddler skills. But yes, so I got her pregnant with the king's baby. We're also getting up to etiquette level 4. She's going to send some letters now. She's going to send a romantic letter to Albert. She's going to send a mean letter to Beatrice. She's going to send a friendly letter to Beatrice. And it's just funny to me. So anyway, I'm really thinking it'll be interesting. You'll have to let me know what you think will happen if Elizabeth has a boy or a girl for the king, if the baby survives, like all this stuff. We're going to have to figure out what our options are. So anyway, she is almost at level 5 etiquette. That's really as far as I'm going to take her in this aspiration. But yes, I think that it'll be fun for her. And we're also working on the potty skill for little Rowan. He is making quick work of his toddler skills, so that's really exciting too. I don't think Gabriel is going to be too happy about finding out about his wife and the king, so there is that. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite all of the guys over, and we're going to invite over some of the nobility here, some of the older club, and we're going to have him, have a conversation with the king. They're chatting and hanging out, having a good time, whatever. But basically, the king is going to start alluding to what he's done with Elizabeth. And so Gabriel figures it out, right? And so Gabriel figures out basically that Henry and his wife had relations, and he's very upset about it. And so they're gambling, they're drinking, they're having all this time. He wagers his entire estate in this card game, and you guys, he lost. I mean, oh my gosh, how wild is that? He has lost the game because he was so flustered and angry over the information about his wife that he lost all of his money. Luckily he did buy an entire estate for his daughter, for her dowry, so he can try and build up that money back over the next couple of years. But I think it'll be interesting. Like, he can't go back on his word to the land grabs, and he can't let anybody know that he doesn't have any money left. But look, we have 24,000 simoleons, so I think it's going to be really interesting. Oh no, sorry, that's not us. But anyway, we only have like 20,000 simoleons, and so it's going to be really interesting to see how Gabriel handles not only dealing with his wife having the baby of the king, but also, losing his money while having to pay the land grabs, while also having to worry about, he thought he was going to give money to everybody. He was going to give money to Thomas, to Beatrice, to even to Alistair. So it's a complication for sure. It is definitely a complication. So, there is that. And then we have everyone's birthdays. So I'm just going to take you through the birthdays really quick. We have Amelia Light becoming a toddler, Edith Gainsford becoming a child, Beatrice and Thomas Ledet becoming teens, Isolde Gamal becoming a teenager, Alistair Ledet becoming a young adult, Heath Dubois passing away, and Constance Goth passing away as well. So all of that has happened. And so I'm just going to kill them right now. Oh my gosh. Can you believe? We have 11,000 simoleons, maybe 12. And we are just going to have to hope for the best, you guys. We are really going to have to hope for the best. I think she was making like 9 or 10,000 a day in her estate. So maybe if we can get back up to 100,000, we can then buy another estate for Gabriel. Anyway, he's going to start arguing with his wife. He's going to be like, I heard about you and Henry. And he's going to start yelling at her. And she's going to be like, isn't this what you want? Like, our family is going to be, higher of status and everything because of this. And we're going to be so lucky if I can give this king a son. And Gabriel is so like sickened by that Henry has like won something over him. And so he's like, doesn't want to even like touch her. He doesn't want to be in the same room as her. He's so angry that has happened. And he is furious that Henry has pulled one over on him, and that his wife was, getting pregnant with someone else's child. And that's a big deal. So he is not happy. He is not happy at all. So Gabriel is not happy. He also just lost his estate, but now he's not even going to confide that in his wife, because he can't confide that in his wife now, because she'll tell Henry. He's like, he can't admit anything to her. So he is kind of keeping a big secret about the estate and everything. So, yeah. It's not good. We're not in a good situation suddenly. I do not know why. I mean, I do know why I did that, but I can't believe he lost his whole estate. I'm like, whoa, that actually happened. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. Let's see what's going on next year. Next year, I don't think we even, Nicholas Gainsford II, Arthur Larkin, Sarah Goth, Heath Dubois, Elizabeth's birthday is next year. So we'll see. Even maybe Elizabeth will die next year. Who knows? So let's find out, and I will catch you in the next one.